gentlemen, welcome. Pony here with Grogan Games, bringing you some RimWorld gameplay. So, starting off, we're going to run this first one in vanilla. Haven't played in a while. This is the Alpha 16 build. And, yeah, let's jump right in. Check new colony here. Let's see here. Crash landed. 3 awake, cryo sleep, sarcophagi to the sound of sirens and ripping metal. You barely get to escape the pods. 3 seems like a lot to start with. Let's see what this rich explorer offers. People called you crazy for leaving Glitter World home, but you always yearn to explore the stars outside the Neuro Simulator. Now you're at the end of your long journey in crypto sleep, landing on an unknown RimWorld to see what it's like. Factions and new arrival. Start with one person. Gun turrets research seems useful. Silver. Hey, this looks like where we're going. Alright, so let's see here. AI storyteller. AI storyteller creates events. Let's do that. Significant challenge. Rough planet. Yeah, let's go rough. Now I have played this before. This is something I've done long time ago. And figured I'd come back to it and do a quick series on it. And honestly, if I don't get through the first, I don't know, 20, 30 days, pretty much does it for me there. I die pretty quick once after that. So, cool coverage, 30%. That works. Alright, so, how do we rotate the world? Press mouse wheel, page up, page down, WSAD, or middle mouse and drag. Okay, hey, look at that. So red, crossbones, we've got an executioner's community. We've got a little teepee here, a Zorro Band Mesa with the faction federation of Gola. A little house here, township at the mountain. I'm not even going to try to pronounce that. Okay, we got a little red house, Treeville, faction, Socialist Union. No, socialists. Let's stay away from them. Let's start looking at where we're gonna make our colony at here. I'm generally a fan of staying good growing season, kind of temperate. Hey, look at that temperate forest. Let's look what it says. Advanced. Yeah, advanced offers nothing. Planets. Planet is Ain 6. Ellis is the seed. Okay. Terrain. Excellent. That's what I need. Temperate forest. Terrain's flat. Movement time 10 hours. Summer movement time is 1.6. Winter at 11. Stone types we got slate, granite, and marble. Elevation of 682 meters. On average 64 degrees. In the winter it's at 47. That's not bad. Summer temperature only up to 80. We've got a 50-day growing period that seems pretty good, but let's zoom in and kind of poke around a little bit. I don't really want anything exactly flat. Kind of like to build into a mountainside. There is a pirate faction close on either side. I don't know. Start next to pirates or not start next to pirates is really the question. I guess it's not really next to pirates, but they do have the opportunity to come murderize us, which I don't really like. No, mountainous terrain. Let's small hills. I like small hills. I need to be able to build. What's this? Large hills? I like large hills. Let's do that. Slate and marble. I don't really know the difference. Average temperature at 60 degrees. Winter temperature at 44. Summer at 77, very temperate. Rainfall of 722 millimeters. Okay, I like it. Let's do that. Let's make that our home. Alright. So we got our person. Let's randomize a few times. Male colonist, 19. Wreckage explorer. Wreckage explorer 2 generations before Earl was born. An apocalyptic war wages home planet anarchy. Tasked with watching tribes herds. Animals and research are a plus. He's a careful shooter. Psychically dull. Psychically attuned with others. He isn't as affected by psychic phenomena. And steadfast. Won't break down. Okay, -9 on the threshold. He gets a bonus to research. Decent. I mean, he starts on crap for construction, but that is what it is. Shooting at 4. Go quick melee, no injuries. That seems like our guy. Let's do that. Let's make that happen. Oh, hey, look at that. Neurosimulations, hollow games, and free orgies. Free orgies were never enough for you. You wanted more of the grit and consequence of real life, like they talk about in the history books. You wanted to know what a real challenge and consequence feels like. Now, after a journey of decades in crypto sleep, you're landing on this unknown RimWorld. Real consequences await you. We'll see how that pans out. Alright, let's land, hit our pause here, select all the wood. You select all. You just be able to like double click on the wood. Yep, no double click, well, it's not forbid. Control click? Shift click? No, not shift click. Well, I guess we'll forbid one at a time so we can figure that out. Let's unforbid all this junk. I don't know why there's not a double click to select. I remember that being a thing, I guess. Take stock of where we are here. We've got a pretty decent sized building behind this mega sloth, so I'm probably going to move into there and start utilizing this area here to build, which would be good. We got survival meals. Why can I not select all those? That's just odd. This is a little silly. I'm sure I'm missing something. I'll find out later, or somebody will let me know. Some juncture or another. So first thing you need to do, equip that charge rifle. Let's get that charge rifle figured out. Alright, pause. Try to save a little bit of time of him just wandering around doing stupid stuff, because we don't really need that. Alright, so we've got down at the bottom, architect work, restrict, assign, animals, research, world, history, factions, and of course menu. So architect, first thing that I'm going to do is go into furniture, and let's make this guy his own little bed. And I believe E and Q rotate. So we'll drop him a bed in there. Let's go ahead and build a wooden sleeping box for our monkey. Is that what we have? We have a monkey. That's going to be useful. That was sarcasm, if you needed explanation about that. Yeah, need colonist beds. Totally aware. Got that figured out. Oh, that's a wolf. We'll see what he does. Hopefully he doesn't try to jack us up. That would be bad news this early. So yeah, I played this a long time. It was probably like Alpha 14 is the last time I played it. If that. Gold War. I've heard, looked into some release notes. There's caravans now and kind of move around. Send trade caravans. I think you can make a nomadic colony, so it'll be very interesting to see where that goes. Alright, so let's go ahead and look at structure. Let's get a wooden door up for safety's sake. So we got our monkey, we got a bed. We need a storage facility for all of our junk. So what I'm going to attempt to do here is take our orders, let's mine out pretty decent chunk. See if we can't get him going. And yeah, I'm gonna cut there and come back when we're done watching him work. Alright, so old Earl here has finished building our little initial stockpile area. Toss a door up. I went ahead and changed out our work to manual priority. I'm definitely a big fan of utilizing the manual priorities. We've got our home area set to build itself as we go, which is something I will probably change later, but as of right now, I'm just going to keep that. I don't really dig the whole micromanaging their areas too much at the beginning, but later on it becomes just about essential, if you ask me. So, looking forward on kind of what we need to do. I think we need to get some food production, because we have shelter, and we'll be moving all of this trash and all of that out. So let's go ahead and set him up to chop wood. Just clear us a nice area. Haul rocks. We got a geyser right there, so once we get geothermal power, that's going to be awesome. That's going to be absolutely great. Pop a crafting spot actually in the storage area, strictly for the fact that that's going to be where our resources are at the moment. And that'll keep us from having to deal with him transiting too far to get those materials. Fueled stove. I don't really want to let him cook in his own bedroom area. Strictly, temperature management. I don't want to get too hot. Staying a pretty solid 77 for those of you that deal with Fahrenheit temperatures. And yeah, I'm gonna cut here and come back when we start building the farm. Alright, so while Earl here was chopping down trees and doing the good laborer thing that he does, took a look at his character screen and found some modifiers to his needs that I figure we could fix real easily, and that's eat without table. There's no reason for that. So we went ahead and set him up to build a chair, table, give him somewhere to sit down and eat when he gets his chow. I think that'll do good for keeping him sane, and keeping him from losing his mind and getting all kinds of crazy. So we've got marble here. We're actually going to set him up to mine that out, because kind of what the general plan is going to be is I'm going to build this building into the hillside here, making some rooms through there, kind of link them all, utilize this whole area for our base. And I guess really with one guy right now, we've got to really learn to utilize a kill box. So hopefully I can do some kind of kill box building to get everybody funneled into a central location. Now, the game is telling us we need defenses, and to be honest with you, hey, let's see what the first wave brings. If we get killed and he gets everything taken and murderized, then it is what it is. Meal source, I think we're going to be okay for a while. We've got 10, 20, 6, and 9, 35. We got 35 meals. He eats once a day, so I think we're doing okay on food. I'm not really a big fan of trying to hunt until I can get refrigeration. Let's look at our research and see where we are between us and refrigeration. Okay, research bench. Okay, yeah, I can look at them. Thank you. Electricity. We got electricity. Let's see. I think with this, I don't know. Let's look at our building. Power, temperature. We have the cooler. So we have the steel, I think, laying around. 90 steel. Let's see here. We got 59 steel just laying there. May have to find more steel, but this may end up being our cooler, and maybe build a kitchen off to the side, or maybe somewhere over here. But I'm not a big fan of really pushing too hard on that until I have the power, cooler, all that good jazz, because it just seems like a really bad waste of time. Let's look at our power options. We have the fuel generator, solar generator, wind turbine. I think at this juncture, it's 3 components, 2 components. The fuel generator is probably going to be our best bet. We're going to have to figure out a way to build a little enclosure with a roof, something like that. Keep that fuel generator out of the weather. Let's take him and let's prioritize hauling this gear. And we can actually do this by going to the work menu, if you're not familiar with how this works. And we're going to take hauling to a priority 1, which means going from the left side through the right side. It'll run a check. What from the left to the right has a 1, what from the left to the right has a 2, 3, and so on. But right now I think getting all of our equipment, our resources out of the weather. Oh wow, look at all that steel. Yeah, we're gonna be great. We got plenty of steel. We can build solar panels for days. Life is good. Components may be an issue. We've got 30, so we're gonna have to figure that out. But I think we're in good shape as a single survivor. Get this stuff out of the weather, and I'm gonna cut here, and we'll come back when he's done doing the hard labor. Alright, so while Earl was doing his due diligence and hauling things around and carrying stones over to the drop pile, we had some visitors, a group from, and I will butcher this, Alaricia? Liberal Kin League. They have items to trade. So let's jump to that location. And I don't think our character has a whole lot in the way of social skill, which right now is okay. Actually, I can't even do social. So, that being said, I believe with old Earl here, we can trade. But do we really want to take time out of our day to try to trade? I don't know. We don't have our silver moved in. I can actually prioritize the movement. He's already hauling that. And I believe we do start with a substantial amount of silver. But you know, hey, let's see what they have to trade. And worst case scenario, walk away. They got nothing we need. So let's send him up here to trade with these guys and figure out what they have. I can't say that buying slaves at this point is going to be worth anything. So we've got some go juice, which go juice, synthetic combat drug. I really shouldn't need that. Simple meals. They've got 3 of those for 34. Right now we got 1,500 silver. I don't really think that buying simple meals is going to do us too much. Got that Glitter World medicine. If we could offload that, just a little bit of that, that would be pretty nice. But I'm actually just going to pass on their trade offers. And let's see, can we send Earl to bed? No, we can't send Earl to bed. He's trying to do all this hauling first, which for whatever reason, not whatever reason, in his work schedule we have set hauling above plant cutting. So we can actually back hauling off and say, okay, hey buddy, plant cutting is a number 2 priority. So get your plants cut and then you can haul. Which, now that I look at the spread, probably a bad idea. Let's take that back to 3. Let's take hauling up to a 2. And let's say, go get this hauling, all this stuff here. Because what I don't want to have happen is these things deteriorate due to being unroofed. So I'm going to start losing components or meals or not steel apparently, which is good. I will lose wood, phrasing, just based on the fact that it's sitting outside completely untouched, unchecked. So we want to avoid that. We definitely want to be able to keep our gear safe, secure. We want to be able to get to it. We want to be able to use it. So it's back to hauling for old Earl. Do another cut, and when we actually have something to show you, I'll cut back in. Thank you. Well, now that Mr. Earl here has decided to get all of the perishable goods under cover and back under a roof, I've got another piece of wisdom to spread on to you fine ladies and gentlemen out there in internet land. If you're utilizing NVIDIA's Shadowplay, ensure you check the recording location. I said it forever ago. Apparently, each time you launch it, you need to check it. It was moving it on all my recordings onto a smaller hard drive. And, of course, ran out of space very quickly. And, yeah. So, had to run through and put out that dumpster fire. Well, Earl here is chopping down trees, and while he does that, let's figure out our next avenue of approach. So what we really need to do is we need to get old Earl here mining this. The reason we're going to mine this out, and actually, let's look at our orders. Let's get our orders. We're going to get a nice flat area here to utilize, and what we're going to do is we're going to build a room where we can store meats. Once we get the room built, we're going to move on to power production, and dude, let's fix that. Mining is like a number 2 priority, and plant cutting is well below that. So we're gonna build a little meat locker and kind of a kitchen off to the side of that, with some access from the kitchen into the storage area. Well, back to the meat locker actually, because we don't want our food to spoil. And yeah, so that's kind of our next process here. So let's look at our structure menu. While we don't have much. Whoa. Let's cancel that. We're not trying to do that. Whoa, mad animal, stand by one. Let's put Earl on alert, before we go address this mad animal. Alright, so we got a hare that's gone mad. And I did not jump to location, so Earl's just going to be on standby until he shows up. Excellent. Well, we've got marble. Marble chunk, marble chunk. Shoot him, Earl. There we go. Alright. Earl, well, you really can't do anything, so can't bury the corpse because it's forbidden for whatever reason. Alright, so we've got to get this stone chopped up. So let's look at our production menu. And inside our production menu, you will find the stone cutter's table. It's a work table equipped to cut rough stone into usable blocks, which is exactly what we need right now. So we're going to slap that right here. We'll slap it actually right there. And then Earl. Prioritize that. We do have some wood resource laying around that Earl has not hauled yet, but it also does require a bit of steel, only 30. So it's not going to take a whole lot from us. So let's put this on 3 times speed, get that cut. We can't add a bill to actually cut the stone until he's done building the bench, so that slows us down a little bit. Let's look at his health and see what happened. He's got a bite, hair, teeth. Hopefully his right arm. Hopefully he doesn't get it infected. That would really screw up our process right now. Where, of course, we only have one colonist, so that's some bad juju. Yeah, he's going to go eat, so let's go ahead and do a bill. I'm going to add a bill, make any stone blocks. And we're going to be smart about this, actually, for once. And we're going to look at structure, wall. Seems to take 5 per. So if we want to do stone walls out of marble at 5 per, we can do 20, 30. We'll probably do about 50 to 70 at a time. So let's do until we have, and let's up this number to 70. Now, to make him put that as a priority, we're going to move haul down to 3. We're going to put, I think this falls under, can't remember, I think it falls under craft. So let's bring craft up to a level 2. So once he clears this, his very next order of business should be to go to the stonecutter table. Work speed penalty outdoors. I was unaware of that. That is very interesting. But when he's done mining out this little piece right here, his very next priority should be to go and cut chunks. Excellent. So we're going to get 70 chunks at a time, which is absolutely great. And this is where the manual priorities really, really comes into it. So we want him to construct at the same priority as crafting. Because if he has the materials he needs, he'll turn straight to constructing. If he does not, he will move on to the next number 2 priority, which is mining. We have nothing open for mining right now, which is great. We're going to take that back to a priority 3, but then he'll craft. So right now he should be in a perpetual loop of build, make stone blocks. Build, make stone blocks. That should work. Each chunk is yielding about 20 marble blocks, so let's adjust this bill and get 70 will work. Alright, 70 will be fine. So we'll come back to architect, structure, which I already had open. Old Earl is perfectly fine now, and we're going to come straight up right here to build that wall. For this wall, we're going to come up and we're going to marry the wall here. We're going to toss, let's toss a door in here. That sounds good. And then let's check his work priorities. Mining is below constructing and crafting. So we're going to move into our orders menu, and we're going to have him eventually, not right now, eventually build us a hallway between this cooler area and the storage area. Which, as I sit here and look at it, there's no reason that the cooler needs to get in the storage area, so that was probably pretty stupid. So we'll go back into the structure menu, marble walls, marble blocks, and this is going to be our kitchen. So to build our kitchen, we are going to mine out about right there, because I'm going to let the mountainside be part of our kitchen and our wall here. And then we're going back to structure, marble walls, and we're going to go ahead and wrap that piece in right there. So we've got a nice big kitchen area, got a nice big cooler area. Well, this actually might be the kitchen. What we're trying to do, and a good thing to note, is you really don't want a whole lot of outside access from the kitchen, or the, shall I say, apologies, the cooler to the outside world, because each time the door opens, you're letting cold air out, which requires more power. So what we're going to try to do is build somewhat of an airlock between the kitchen and the cooler to preserve the cold temperature inside that cooler. So again, we're going to go to a cut, and we'll come back once Mr. Earl gets out of bed and gets all of this built. So while old Earl here was working diligently away in the kitchen and cooler area, he had this bright idea that we should name our faction. Well, for now, just because, we're going to call it Grogsville. And yes, we will probably brew beer if that's an option. We should give the community a name. The local community be called... Oh, faction. Okay, so we want the community to be Grogsville. Which is too easy. And I guess for our faction, we'll call them Earlites. You know, everybody's be like an Earl. Okay? So we'll take time out. We've got a wanderer who has joined. We have a villager named Seraph has arrived and is joining the colony. He's a combat negotiator. Alright, let's jump to location, pause the game, and let's look at what Seraph here has to offer. A decent shooter, good melee, decent social, great at growing, which is awesome. He cannot mine, cannot do artistic, rebel slave, so... yeah, he was born into corporate slavery, raised to perform menial tasks for minimum pay. He was another cog in the machine. Found freedom by joining a rebel organization whose goal was to break free from corporate masters. In his adulthood, he's a combat negotiator. After he escaped his homeworld, he took to the stars, chose to operate as a hired gun, working for various rebel organizations, enslaved groups, and merchant enclaves. His specialty was negotiation in combat situations. His traits, pessimism, he tends to look in the bad side. He's got a permanent -6 mood effect, and steadfast, so we've got that increased mental break threshold. Well, what we're going to do is hit the work menu here, and we're going to make sure Seraph has his construction above average. We're going to drop Earl's construction down. And the other great thing about having a second colonist is the fact that if we can get a bedroom up, which will probably be, let's get back to our colony, this room over here for now. We're going to have Seraph move into this bedroom, and he's going to be on the off schedule from Earl. So we've got some round the clock work that can happen. So let's look at the restriction. We're going to move Earl onto a morning 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 hours of rest. We're going to throw him on anything outside of that 8 hours of rest. So they're going to kind of tag team all the work that needs to happen. Let's get our time set back to normal. Drop us a wooden bed. He will get a bigger bedroom strictly because he does have that permanent mood modifier that he's just generally unhappy. And we don't want that. We want this guy to be happy. We want him to function, be a decent member of society. So, Earl, you are going to work on that wood door. Seraph, you're going to work on that wooden bed. And we've really got to sit and decide, like, who really needs that one charge rifle we have. So we've got Earl here, who has a shooting value of 4. Seraph with a shooting value of 9. So, Earl, drop that charge rifle real quick. Well, when he gets around to it, I guess he will. But let's get Earl's room, or Seraph's room built, and we'll kind of arrange the way things work as far as weapons go. We're going to need more weapons. We got more people than we really have gear. And, yeah, we're still working on our kitchen freezer area. We're going to have to get a power grid up very soon. That is, like, the next priority. So, again, I'm going to go ahead and cut, and we'll come back once we made a little bit of progress. Alright, and while Earl here is chopping up slabs and Seraph is cutting down trees, we had a raid pop in, so I went ahead and paused it. Talk about a few things I did. I had to go into the stonecutter bench, and I actually had to adjust the build because I originally had it to make any kind of block. Well, this squirrely fool decided that he was going to cut slate blocks. So while we have enough slate blocks to fulfill the original build, we actually don't have enough in the way of marble blocks to fulfill the construction order. Earl, being the squirrely little guy he is, decided, hey, I'm good to go. I'm going to go take a social relaxation time. So we've adjusted that, fixed that problem, everything looks good. So we've got these raiders coming in, so let's take a look at them. We've got one individual, looks like they have a mace, completely naked. Well, being as old Seraph here doesn't have a weapon, we're going to stash him nicely inside his bedroom. Earl is going to come to the alert, and I'm assuming Ash is going to take a path down through here. So let's set Earl to intercept Ash at this corner here. Now let's just see how this strategy works. It may completely fail us and life's going to be terrible, but hey, we'll see how it goes. I got faith in Earl. I have a lot of faith in Earl. We'll move him up, advance him to this piece here. Ash is going the other way, so let's move Earl to this corner. And just see what happens. I mean, he's got a charge rifle, for God's sakes. I mean, how bad can you screw this up? If you go, whoa, back up. Better stop moving. Turn around, fire. Shoot her. Kill her. She's going to try to jack us up. Man, she moves quick. Oh, man, I really don't want to get in range of her mace, because we really don't have what we need to not die. I mean, crap. I don't know what Seraph's medical training is. Alright, let's see where this goes. She's in the water. Alright. So, she is down and out. Dropped her mace. So let's have Earl equip the club. Let's have him strip her down. Phrasing. Him, her, whoever. Don't care. Alright, equip that charge rifle. And then force wear those cloth pants. There's a steel shiv. So Earl is going to take that shiv. I think we can have... No. Take the charge rifle. And let's haul the shiv. I think we'd rather have the mace. Let's look at his health. Make sure Earl isn't too terribly damaged. He's got a cracked rib and a bruised torso. I think we can come back from a cracked rib. We'll see. It could be uber terrible. Wow, listen to me. Could be uber terrible. We don't know yet. We're working now on getting our airlock secured, but our first raid we're complete. Everything looks great. What faction is she from? She's from Drifter of the Komodos of Strife. I don't recall seeing them, but I'm going to go ahead and do yet another cut, and we'll come back once we have some meaningful progress. Alright, so doing just a little looking at the colony here. really trying to figure out now why I got two guys in bed same time at 0100 hours. Should not be the case. I guess old Earl here got too tired. So I went ahead and threw some blueprints down for coolers for our cooler area. Problem being is that's pretty much going to clear us out of the compacted steel. As currently in our storage, we've got 282, which will not pop up now. So we've got some compacted steel down here. This is going to become priority. So that being said, looking at power requirements, just to toss a solar generator up, we've got 100 steel and 3 components. We had 30 components to start with. We're currently still at 30, which is very good stuff. Very, very good stuff. We got to bury this random person here. So let's throw a grave down. We'll throw a grave wherever we can get one right now. Yeah, we've got that source compacted steel. Our list of priorities right now has shifted. Hey, we need power. Power, we need batteries. We've got an area marked out here. So we can drop our batteries and we can actually vent and clear off our hot air so we don't get a detonation of a battery, thermal runaway, whatever you want to call it. So we're going to go ahead and kick these guys in overdrive on time. So speed. What are we going? Whoa. Psychic drone. Throw it on pause. Every colonist of the male gender winces in pain. Some distant engine of hatred is stirring. It is projecting a powerful psychic drone over the entire region. Our frequency only seems to affect the male gender. For a few days, some people's mood will be quite a bit worse. Well, just what we need for a colony that I'm about 90% sure we're all male. Yep, male. And we know Earl's a male, so that's going to be absolutely awesome. It's really good for us. But, hey, it is what it is, and this is why I usually don't make it very far in this game. I end up getting murderized or people killing each other, and it's really bad times. So we're going to throw the compacted steel on the list of to-dos, but I'm really hoping nobody makes it a priority. What are you doing? Why are you going in his bedroom to eat chow when you've got a place to eat chow in your own house? Like, what are you doing, dude? Serious? Huge, huge butthole. Like, why? Why would you? Do something productive. Well, he's going to go ahead and turn to work on the marble wall. It's... what time we got? What time we got? 0600. So, hopefully... Seraph just woke up. This was supposed to be when Earl was in bed, so Earl's actually off schedule by quite a bit. I don't really know what's driving that. Earl's going to turn to manufacturing some walls. I'm going to go ahead and look at some working here. Earl's the only one we have that can mine. So is it important for him to mine right now? I don't really think so. Well, actually, now that I sit here and think about it, it really is, because we've got to get this battery chamber straightened out. Now, to have this battery chamber, we're going to run 2 vents, which I absolutely understand are weak points, and the enemy can pop in and do whatever they want to do, but we got to have that ventilation to keep those batteries cooled off, because batteries in a closed area, high temperature, thermal runaway, explosions, just really bad times. I'm going to take Earl here, and we're going to say, hey, mining is now your #1 priority, buddy. And we're going to prioritize mining that marble. So get that marble out of there. Let's get this battery chamber built. Seraph has got our kitchen area, and he's got our cooler area squared away. And once the mining, the building of that is done, we can toss some solar panels up. So, yet again, I'm going to go ahead and make a cut, and I'll be back in once we get something accomplished. Alright, so we've got our kitchen some of the way done. We still actually have to finish our butcher table, which is essentially taking the corpses, chopping them to meat and hide. Our cooler is well on the way. Cooler temperature is currently 78, which is just absolutely unacceptable. But at this moment, we are looking at only having one stack of 6 survival meals, which for 2 individuals, 2 meals per day, we're looking at 2 days out of that. We're looking at 2.5 days out of a 9, and probably another 2 days. So we've got about a week's worth of food left here at the colony. So to counteract that, we've already refilled this fueled stove, which we had constructed. Now that fuel, or the stove, as it were, is fueled, we're going to go ahead and start looking at what we can do to get this butcher table up, get some food made, and get food transferred over to here. So for those of us that are, not so familiar with this, stockpile zones can be assigned with different values. So we've got this stockpile selected, the second one we've made. Go back to zone, stockpile. We're going to add to the exact same stockpile by clicking on it beforehand. So now we have a stockpile here and a stockpile here. What we're going to do is we're going to move the storage for this. We're going to take all foods off of this. No rotten. Definitely don't want any of that in this stockpile. This stockpile here, all we want is food. We don't want anything rotten. We want no other goods in this at all. Actually, well, I say that. I want animal corpses. That's it. I don't want to eat humans. I'm trying to not do that this episode or season. If we have to, hey, things happen. Let's go ahead and close that out. We're going to go back to orders here. Haul things. Let's get all this crap out of my freaking freezer. Haul that marble chunk. Haul it. Haul it. Make it go away. Well, with that being said, we've got the storage here. No food and actually no corpses at all are going to be in just the general storage. So this segregates our food from our other junk, and this just generally makes me psychologically happy, so it is what it is. He's got to haul all that crap out of there, and that's perfectly fine. We've got to get a butcher table up, but we've got to start cooking food, because we are just now in spring. We have no crops going. We're not going to be able to grow in the winter, so we've absolutely got to get a food source going. Once we have food going, we can start moving into power. And actually, I'm going to go ahead and pull the curtain on this one and say, hey guys, it was a great time. I hope you enjoyed watching. Hope you learned a thing or two. And I'm going to call it for episode 1. So you guys take care. Have a good time. And I will see you the next time. Pony Air signing off.